Ladies and gentlemen, in case you are on this platform and you are close to William Samoei Arap Ruto, because I know there are several here who are close to him, please whisper to him two things. The first thing you should whisper to his ears is that he's losing the ground very fast, and therefore he needs to change strategy. The hustler narrative, which he was able to sell to the people, is no longer selling. The hustler nation, which formed the core of his support base, are also drifting away from William Samoei Arap Ruto. So you need to tell him that. The second thing you need to whisper to his ears is that Kenyans are actually tired with promises and the narrative of development. Kenyans want to see action. They will feel it. They will feel development. For example, William Ruto was in Vihiga County yesterday, and I followed that event very closely. And William Ruto launched a project which is called Vihiga Cluster Water Project, a project which was launched by Cecil Kariuki, the former Minister for Water, in 2020. It's actually funded by the Belgian government. It's supposed to cover 3 regions in Vihiga County, which is Maseno area, Lunyerere area, and Kaimosi. So the project is there. It's supposed to supply water to 130 households. The county government has already initiated that other project, that other part of distributing to homestays. So William Ruto then went and launched the project. And you wonder, what was really the need? If he wanted to go to Vihiga, he can just go to Vihiga, not necessarily to launch a project which the residents have seen there being constructed from zero up to the point where it has reached. And funnily, when Omboko Milema, the Emuhaya member of parliament, tried to blame the handshake project for not bringing development in the area, the residents actually just told him of that, sisi tuliona maendeleo.
Wakati wale watu wengine walikuwa ndani ya serikali, tulipata maji, tumepata leo ama hatukupata? Hatukupata. Hii ni wakati yetu, tuko ndani ya serikali, tujiangalie, tupate maendeleo. Bwana Rais, nakimalizia, nikupigia asante kubwa sana. Kwa miaka 10 ilipita ya serikali ile litoka, wale walimu waliajiriwa.
But that's not important. In this video, I want us to look at, do a critical analysis about William Ruto's visit to Vihiga yesterday. And I want to break it into 3. How was William Ruto received in Vihiga yesterday? What was his real mission? And why was he heckled? Because if you ask me, the visit by William Ruto to Vihiga is actually significant, because it's coming at a time when the country is facing serious demonstrations. So the visit for me was significant. I wanted to hear William Ruto's message to the people there, and also how the residents of Vihiga County were going to receive him. Secondly, Vihiga County is the home county to Musalia Mudavadi. Musalia Mudavadi is the 3rd in command in the Republic of Kenya. And Vihiga County then is supposed to be his core support base. How are they going to react to William Ruto in his visit? But before we get into all those, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or 2, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And you can also support the channel using the numbers you are seeing on the screens there by sending me a cup of coffee, which is 200, moving forward. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in. And let us begin by looking at William Ruto's reception in Vihiga. How was William Ruto received? From the photos which emerged online, in fact, initially, it was evident that William Ruto was badly received. And maybe because people are tired from the mandamanos, or they're just tired from the government, failure of government to provide them with opportunities, the truth is you could tell fatigue from the faces of those who attended the event. I'm wondering, and I'm asking myself, if, for example, Cleophas Malala, who is the Secretary General of UDA, would go to other places and really rally supporters to attend UDA activities, why couldn't he do the same in Vihiga? Is it possible that in Vihiga there is a cold war between UDA and ANC party? Because even from the photos, you can clearly tell that there were branding, and the branding was predominantly yellow. So the reception for me was not good. And if I were Ruto, I'd take a backseat a bit and rethink my strategy, because the current strategy is not working. So that's for me. William Ruto was badly received in Vihiga. Then he went to Kisii. Again, Osoro tried to mobilize, but again, you could tell from the crowd. You know, normally, Opio and I used to tell me something in, was it between 2013, 14 there? He used to tell me that, Lee, there is nothing good when you are broke and you are winning election. You are sure you are winning and you are broke. People will chip in, you will go to people, they will not demand anything. He was telling me that when he first contested, he realized that he was out of money, but he realized that he was winning. So every time he went there, even without money, people would receive. But the other opponents found it very rough. That's exactly what Ruto is facing. If he's not careful, he's going to face it rough. Now let us now focus on the mission. Why William Ruto went to Vihiga, the real mission of this trip. The first objective of this meeting is William Ruto's development narrative. William Ruto is trying to advance a narrative that is development oriented, that is developing the nation, which is something which is, for me, is not working. If you look at all projects which William Ruto has launched, I don't know about Rift Valley, but all over the country, there are projects which had already been launched before. The other day, I listened to Jalango, and he was explaining how they are going to State House getting development, and how every time they go to State House, Ojende is talking about the Mamboleo Road. You know, those are projects which Uhuru left, and they are ongoing. New projects ziko wapi? Yeah, so if I were Ruto, I'd wait for the implementation of this other budget. Because, you know, you put development in budget. So if there are new developments he placed in the current budget, then he can wait. Once the finance bill goes through, then he can let the process of maybe advertisement of the tender, you know, tender applications, then the awards, which will take around 6 months. Then from there, he can then start going to the villages and tell the people that this is the project I'm bringing. But you can't go to people who have used a road for like 10 or 20 years in bad state, and the road is being development, and you want to claim you are the one developing it. And they've seen it being development for the last 2 years. So William Ruto is keen on advancing that narrative that his government is development. Number two, they also want to show the world, or the country for that matter, that the government is intact. That for them, everything is moving on normal. That's why you realize he started by going to Rift Valley, which was Kericho. At the peak of demonstrations, he was in Kericho. Then at the peak of demonstrations, he was in Murang'a. When demonstrations reduced, now he was in Vihiga. Then in Kisii, he wants to portray an image of a government which is working. And the other thing which is also clear is that William Ruto is trying to break away from the Kalenjin, Kikuyu monotony. You know, when the country is demonstrating, the demonstrations are across the country. Then William Ruto is in Kericho, is in Murang'a, he's in Nyeri. Then it means you must now come to the western side now. You have to face the western bloc. identify a place. The best place, Musalia Mudavadi's home ground. The other place, try and choose a village in Kisii. So for me, those are some of the things he's trying to do, and probably to gauge the mood of the ground. And the truth is, the mood on the ground is hostile to him. I'm sure he's getting briefed every single day. And the question is, why do you think William Ruto was heckled? William Ruto was heckled because, number one, there is the aftermath of the demonstrations. The truth of the matter is that Kenyans demonstrated. That's the truth. And from those demonstrations, there's a way the government mishandled the people. And you remember clearly the aftermath. If demonstrations could happen up to Vihiga, then you go to Vihiga. Do you expect those people to receive you well? It can't happen. So for me, William Ruto just felt the impact of the aftermath of the demonstrations. Number two, the cost of living. And this is something which is going to bring William Ruto down. He's failing to accept the reality on the ground that the cost of living in the Republic of Kenya has gone so high. Very few Kenyans currently can actually afford a meal. Very few of them. Very few Kenyans can afford a meal. Someone was asking me, if he gives me 1,000 today, and I have a family of 4, me, my wife, 2 kids, can I survive with that money for 2 days? Give just a proper budget. Then he asked me, what about those Kenyans who don't have jobs? What about those Kenyans? It's very difficult and tough outside here. At least for me, some of you guys send me coffee. So, yeah, if I'm broke, naona Mpesa ya 200 imefika. Now, what about Kenyans who are not working outside there? And lastly, Kenyans are telling William Ruto that they are tired. They are tired. You know, you can't subject a country to campaign mode for 6 years, for 5 years, you become a president. Then you subject them again to campaign mode. Kenyans are tired. Let opposition play their politics. Yeah, you know, let opposition move around. Let them kosoa government, you know. That's the role of opposition. A government should now go under, implement things, then resurface after some time. There is no need of William Ruto going to a place, for example, to launch a project of 40 million, while he has used 2 military choppers. The guzzlers around, the entire office came there 3 or 4 days ago getting stipends, and you know, it doesn't make sense. Just be like Kibaki, stay in office, follow up things from office, Monday to Friday, follow up things. What about this project there? You have your officers, the delivery unit, bring you the feedback. Then if you want, you can go on Saturday and Sunday. You identify a place, you go and pray there. Then after that, you check on the project. Some you can even check at night, some even incognito. You don't need to make it a big deal going to launch a project which was launched in 2000, surely. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.